Hey guys, Marlo back again with yet another unboxing and review, and this one is brought to you guys by Playmate Toys. So thanks again to Playmate Toys for sending this out for me to review for you guys. Anyways, we have here a set of the Power Players figures that are based upon the characters of the ZAG produced TV show or animated series that is currently playing on Cartoon Network. I've only seen one or two episodes, so I'm not too familiar with it, but wanted to check it out before I unbox it just to get an idea of what the series is about. Again, it's a great CG cartoon. The quality is quite impressive, if I have to say so myself. Upon watching it, it definitely has a inspiration or a feel of Toy Story, and it did also remind me of that movie from 1998 called Small Soldiers. So if you haven't heard of that movie, you'll kind of probably see some similarities to that if you look it up. So anyways, let me go ahead and open up the box and take a look at the figures inside with you guys. Just wanted to give you guys a quick look at the shipping box they sent me. And yeah, I mean, even though the show is more for the kids, as an adult myself, I found myself enjoying it. Again, the quality of the animation is quite impressive, especially for a TV show as opposed to something you'd see on the big screen. So here we have the set of Power Players. Looks like we have 6 figures in here. So let's go ahead and reveal the first one here. Okay, this is the character that reminded me of that main character in the movie Small Soldiers. The character I'm thinking of, his name was, I believe it was Chip Hazard. But anyways, we have the Sarge here. The back of the package there showing some of the other characters from the series, and I'm assuming they're going to be all here in this package. It says collect them all. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so hopefully they're all here. Alright, if you want to, just go ahead and pause the video to read up all of that information. So let's move on. Next we have, how do you pronounce that? Galileo? Galileo. I thought that was a D at the end. Galileo. Okay. So we have Galileo. Again, I only caught a couple episodes, so still got to get familiar with all these characters. Alright. And then we have this guy. This guy I remember. Moscow. I liked him a lot because he reminded me, well, he definitely is a wrestler and inspired by the luchadors, the Mexican wrestlers. In the show, he's more of a Stretch Armstrong type character. He's rubbery and stretchable, and unfortunately this is just more of a regular action figure, but who knows, if the show really becomes a hit, they should definitely produce Stretch Armstrong type versions of this guy to be more accurate to the character. Oh, and then here we have Axel. This is the main character. So basically in the store we have a young boy, and his uncle is a toy inventor who runs a toy repair shop. Anyways, he discovers some devices in his uncle's toy shop, and with that device he is able to become a action figure himself. So he's shrunken down, gets this armor, and the armor is most definitely inspired by something like Iron Man or you know, something like the Power Rangers, but the colors definitely reminded me of Iron Man. But here we have Axel, and so by becoming a little armored action figure type character, he can interact with the rest of the toys in his world, which are basically toys that come to life, much like Toy Story. And yeah, a very cool premise there. I can see kids kind of using a similar type device, which I believe Playmates has also made, like some little toy, I don't know what they're called, but they're like little devices that Axel uses in the show to get shrunken down and turned into the action figure form. But I can see kids pretending that that's going on with them, and they can pretend that they're little action figures interacting with their toys as well. I like this guy too. Here we have Barbarian. In the show, he is more of a plushy type character. And again, if they were to create a more accurate version, like a plush version, that would be really awesome. And there's the read up on this guy. And yeah, I think I browse over him. This is the main villain, Madcap. Alright, so let me go ahead and get them all out of the packages and give you guys a closer look at each out of package. Alright, so here we have all of the figures out of their packages, and before I get into all of the details of each figure, I just wanted to show you all of the accessories that come with each of them. So with Axel here, he does come with these two weapons here, the shield and sword. They're like energized weapons that are created through his armor. And then with Galileo, he has a tail piece that you are supposed to pop on to the back, as well as this weapon here. It's sort of a projectile weapon. This clips into there like so, and I guess you can attach it to his arm or wherever you want. And by pushing this, it should shoot. Oh, let's see, it's a little bit tough with my one hand here. This is not my dominant hand, but ooh, a little bit tougher than I thought. But yeah, there you go, something like that. So that's Galileo. And then we have Madcap, sorry, forgetting the names. Madcap has this backpack piece, which are his tentacles that plugs into his back. Then we have Barbarian. He comes with his mallet right here. And then Masco comes with an alternate head sculpt or alternate mask, which you can pop into place. So no other accessories other than that. And last but not least, we have Sarge here with this weapon here. This doesn't have any projectile type function, it's just a weapon. Would have been cool if this shot out, but again, you know, for kids it might not be the best idea. So we have this and what looks like a backpack, I guess. So those are his accessories. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at each of the figures. Let me get them accessorized and give you guys a look at all of that. And here we have all of the figures with all of their attachments on and accessories. For Masco, since he doesn't really have any accessories, I just switched out the alternate head to give you guys a look at that. So that's the extra head there. And the head that I see him, at least so far on the show, is mostly this one. So I have yet to see an episode with this mask. So I'll keep watching the show because I actually am enjoying it as an adult. I'm finding it pretty cool. So I can only imagine kids out there should be enjoying the show, and I hope it becomes a hit because I honestly am enjoying the show. I mean, the animation is top notch for a TV type show. The textures are quite impressive, as well as the details in the animation. So hopefully, I just really hope the show takes off because I am enjoying it. We have Galileo here with the tail attached and the weapon there on his arm, as I showed you guys earlier. Axel again with his weapons there that I guess his shield you can pop into place. There's an extra hole there if you wanted it on that arm. And of course he has the sword that you can just pop into his hand. We have Madcap with the tentacles securely attached to the back there. My only gripe with this is that I wish there was like maybe a bendy wire in the tentacles so that you can pose the wires as well. You can't really pose those, unfortunately. They're kind of just stuck in the mold positions there that you know, it's molded in. So that's a bit unfortunate with that, but overall a great sculpt with this figure otherwise. Barbarian there with his mallet or hammer, fits nicely in his hand. And last but not least, Sarge here with his weapon there in hand, and of course his backpack securely attached at the back. So let's get into the points of articulation, and I'll give you guys a look at all of the further details with these figures. I'm finding these figures to be quite impressive as well. Even though they're meant for kids, as an adult collector, these are pretty dang cool figures. Alright, let's start off with Galileo. Let me see, let me try to make some room here. Put everyone aside. I have a small reviewing area, so So with Galileo, we have a neck that rotates there, a jaw that opens up and down like so, pretty cool. They actually have quite a few points of articulation, which I am quite impressed with. You can see there that the shoulders rotate as well as go up and down, rotation at the elbows, as well as a hinge there to allow it to bend. The wrists also rotate on Galileo here. There is a ab crunch, a swivel at the waist, and the legs can go all around like so. Nice bend to the knees. You got double joints there, so you get a really nice bend at the knees, so quite impressive, as well as a hinge there at the ankle. Let's see, no rotation at the ankle, but let's see. Yeah, you get all those points on Galileo, and of course the tail can also rotate. So really impressive in terms of articulation for these figures. So again, I'm quite impressed as a collector of higher end figures and stuff like with Marvel Legends. This is quite comparable, I would say. Pretty cool. So moving on to Barbarian. He is a thicker character, to say the least. Again, he's meant to be a more of a stuffed toy character in the show, but they turned him into more of a basic figure here. You can see the arms rotate there as well as go in and out. The wrists rotate on this guy. The head turns. You can't remove the mask, unfortunately. It's fixed in place, but that's about it. You get a little swivel at the waist, and he doesn't have any articulation at the feet. But, you know, I mean, there's not much more you can ask for in a figure like this, being a bigger character. Next we have Madcap. His arms go all around, as you can see there. The shoulders allow him to swivel the arm up. There is a bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrists, as you can see there. Let me see. He has smaller limbs, so it's kind of tricky. The legs have quite a bit of articulation for such small legs there. They go in and out as well as around like so. And that's more or less it with Madcap. Alright, moving on to the next guy, we have Sarge. Rotation at the shoulders as well as the elbow, bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrists, as you can see. Nice rotation at the head. The legs do go out as well as back and forward. Bend at the knee like so, and no real swivel at the ankles or anything, but that's pretty good there with Sarge. Again, quite impressed with the points of articulation on all of these figures so far. Axel, here we go. Let's remove that shield. Again, there's a hole to plug in to place there. Head on a ball joint, so that goes all the way around. Arms swing out as well as up and down. Bend at the elbows, swivel at the wrists. Let's see, no waist swivel or movement. That's unfortunate, but the legs do go forward as well as out, depending on how you position it. Bend at the knee, and there is some swivel at the ankle, so quite impressive again with Axel here. Moving on, I believe, is this the last one? Yeah, we have Moscow. Rotation at the head, arms go out, bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrists, and oh yeah, we do have swivel at the waist, which is cool. Legs go forward as well as out, bend at the knee, and there is a pivot there at the ankle, so pretty cool once again. Alright, so let me get them posed once more. And here we have all of the figures, once again posed nicely for you guys to get a good look at. And before I forget, as I was going through the packages, I just noticed that here with the little bios, you can cut each of them out to collect. Like, I don't know, I remember these back in the day, collecting G.I. Joe figures. They had the little bio cards, also with the Transformers that you can cut and collect. So we have here Axel. With the other figures here, we have Barbarian. Again, you can just cut and collect each of these, so that's kind of cool. Just wanted to point that out. Galileo there once again. And in case you're wondering, for some size comparisons, I have some other figures in my collection. I have the Marvel Legends Thing here, as you can see. And the genius behind these toys and the series is that they are action figures, so theoretically they can interact with all the other figures in your collection. So just for size comparison, you can see here once again the Marvel Legends Thing. Let's see, I have a Funko Pop Speed Racer figure there, so you can see how he also sizes up. Next we have a Black Series Mandalorian figure here. You can see him there. So again, they can all play along with your other figures and go on crazy adventures. We have Steve Austin here, if you're a wrestling fan. You can have him up against the Moscow figure here, so that would be all kinds of fun. And last but not least, we have He-Man. This is the classic movie figure, so you can see him there. He can go up against Barbarian, two of these warriors there, so that would also be a fun matchup there. So just some ideas, just to show you guys a comparison of different figures in the collection and how these figures can also, you know, just be fun to play with all of those. So once again, thanks to the folks at Playmate Toys for sending these out for me to review. Again, you can check out the show on Cartoon Network. There's some other info here. You can see there if you want to follow them there on Instagram or online. You can see them there at Power Players. I think I've covered pretty much everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick unboxing and review. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, share the video, like the video, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Take care, guys. As always, keep on collecting, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.